Quad Cities. No, don't awe. It's okay. I promise, I will be back someday. I've learned dancing here, and it's amazing. So.
Some of our friends.
Hopefully you kind of agree and laugh. And it's okay to laugh, I promise you. It won't interrupt me. Thank you. Dear Quad Cities, have you ever thought you knew someone, then realized one day you didn't? I'll admit, this relationship started out pretty rocky. Coming from Colorado, I just didn't understand the appeal. You have no mountains. You have too much air. You're this weird hybrid between Iowa farmers and Illinois politics. Sometimes you seem to be on shaky speaking terms with yourself, like you're ashamed of one side or the other. And let's be honest, between your trains, barges, and bad drivers, your streets can be like a tangled mess of hair the morning after a bad hangover. But that's all water under the bridge, right? You've got plenty of those. I guess that's why people tend to just use you, to go from one place to the next. I've heard these other cities call you a rebound, but they don't know you like I do. Of course, I can't blame people for not staying. You know, I still don't know your birthday, but if I had to guess, I'd say it's sometime in late June because, well, you kind of have this crabby energy, and more importantly, you've got this tough shell that can be difficult to coax you out of, and you didn't talk much at first. You kind of just stood there, and Bettendorf just stared. It was creepy. I would know. Then one day, you just took my hand and asked, have you ever danced? You must have seen the surprise arch its way into my eyebrows, but despite the quizzical look which overcame me, you still held firmly to my hand and pushed me into the studio on 15th Street in Moline. The floors creaked as I learned the steps, as you showed me what it felt like to let go. We still didn't talk much until you took me on a walk along the riverside in Davenport, then dragged me to the district in Rock Island, and we really let loose. That place was a party. You took my hand and let me lead you clumsily through steps until people around couldn't help but turn and look. I don't remember a smile ever leaving my face that night. But you had to know that nothing is forever. Mountains melt away one drop at a time, flowers wilt, even perceptions change, and unlike my smile that night, I have to leave. I guess life is just like that sometimes. But I need to tell you something before I go. You know all those other cities that talk crap are just envious of the possibilities open to you. Do you think Chicago likes being known as the hog butcher of the world? Or that Iowa City can only attract English major hipsters? Of course not. Don't listen to what those other cities say because they're just jealous. They're just jealous that the son sends I love you texts when he goes to work and leaves a beautiful pink kiss on your forehead to tuck you in at twilight. They're just jealous that in the fields surrounding your skirts, sometimes late at night, when the fog falls just right and the fireflies blink their lights, you have this way of turning the sky upside down. They're just jealous because you really love your friends. They're just jealous because people really do love you. And if you ever get tired of hearing the Mississippi's incessant roaring and fancy listening to the whisper of wind through Colorado's mountaintop trees, find me. Come by, drop a line, take my hand, and we'll dance. Until that day comes, I'll miss the echo of music in your streets and the life apparent in the smiles of all those people who love you. I will miss the poetry you let me see in your streetlights late at night when no one else was around and it was just us.